And before we get started here today, my friends, I want to talk about the Dollar Shave Club. That's right, the Dollar Shave Club. Listen, folks, you probably have seen me. You know I have a mighty beard, mine of facial hair. And you know what? Sometimes it does need a bit of grooming. So go to dollarshaveclub.com. The link is in this post below. And yeah, check out their fantastic products or blades, skincare, other shaving aids. Even get a starter kit. Try it out for yourself. Check out the Dollar Shave Club. Link below. Click on it. Helps supports the show if you get something from there. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not mention my preferred social media posting service. That's socialbee.io. Social media management tool allowing me to post across all of my profiles: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Google My Business. And then if I had Pinterest and TikTok, I could do that too. Do custom posts for each, or you can post the same thing, schedule them, recycle evergreen posts as I do, and track performance of links. So check them out. Get a free 14-day trial at socialbee.io. All right, let's get started, I think.
Now broadcasting from his hidden bunker and fully stocked bar, it is the Saturday Report with Colt Sebastian Taylor.
Thank you and welcome once again, my friends, to the Saturday Report with me, Colt Sebastian Taylor, adventurer, entrepreneur, and amateur Prime Minister of New Zealand. Welcome to AWSM Radio, an independent digital-only radio station that plays today's best music, old school classics, along with a rotating cast of all-star DJs. AWSM Radio focuses on mainstream artists, independent artists, along with a variety of interesting talk and music shows throughout the day. All we do is entertain, inspire, and inform. And my friends, I want to engage with you. I want you to be a part of the conversation. So you can find me on the Twitter, on the Instagram, on the Facebook, on the Counter Social at Colt S. Taylor. Also on Cameo at Colt S. Taylor. As well as, if you're watching, you could be watching this live right now on twitch.tv/Colt S. Taylor, because when I record the show, I broadcast myself on Twitch, so you can see all the in-betweens and see how often I have to restart when I trip over my words. And of course, if you've missed the show, you can catch all the shows, all past shows, at anchor.fm/Colt S. Taylor, as well as my YouTube page as well. So I'm everywhere. I'm easy to find. All right, folks, let's get started with this week's Saturday Report. First up this week, some I would say sad news, but a little sad for me. It appears that the short video format website Rizzle has changed its business practices within the last week, and they're now more of a video editing app more than anything else. As you may have remembered, I was on Rizzle for quite a while when it first started in actually January of 2020. Yes, January 2020. A pre-COVID platform. I was on YouTube before that, but YouTube really isn't. YouTube's okay. It's not great for folks like me. Unless I'm doing pranks or giving away $1 million, YouTube really doesn't care about folks like me. But I was on Rizzle. Did a lot of it during the pandemic and whatnot, and was on there for a solid 2 years, racking up hundreds of millions of views. Many followers. Made a little scratch on the side, which wasn't too bad. Certainly enjoyed that. But in, I would say, late December, early January 2021, 2022, I stopped going on there. Upload times were very sluggish. I don't like wait. I like doing my minute video, but I don't want to wait 10 minutes for it to upload. Seems a little excessive. And, I got involved in the things like Twitch, Dungeons & Dragons, and I wasn't really drawn to it. I always thought I'd get back into it, but each time I tried, it took forever. for the video to upload. Well, it looks like they switched over to a video editing platform now. Gone are all my views, all of my followers. Large chunks of videos are now gone. I mean, I had like several thousand episodes of Colt's Corner where I'd be downstairs in my bar offering, just life advice to people. Now, all gone, erased, eradicated. 2 years worth of sound advice gone. So, but hey, you know what? That's the way it rolls. I think I made more money on that than than other people did on there, so I can't complain that much. But sad to note that what was a very fun app connected with people from Canada, New Zealand, the Philippines, now just another one among a dozen video editing apps. Actually, I even went on Ticker News in New Zealand and talked about it for about 10 minutes. So, it's not the first app that I've really enjoyed that has disappeared or fallen apart, but it's always sad when you put some time into something and it just doesn't work out. Happens to us all. So, Rizzle, tip of the pith helmet to you. You were a lot of fun during the pandemic. Kept me certainly busy. I certainly wish you success. I may check out your new bells and whistles, but I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Maybe I'll plug this show on there. Say, hey, check out the show as I lament about old Rizzle. We'll see. Next, my friends, we go to India. India, one of my major areas of listeners around the world. So hello to all my friends in India. Thank you for listening, as always. But this story came across the Colt Sebastian Taylor desk here. There is currently a march going on through India from a gentleman named Rahul Gandhi. And he's marching over 2,000 miles across India in hoping to unite India, which has had some tensions over the last few years and whatnot. The march started on September 7th, apparently, on the southern tip of India, and is supposed to wrap up this month, or maybe early next month, in the disputed territory of Kashmir. Overall, he walked over 2,175 miles through 12 states in India. And on many days, almost 1,000 people are walking with him. Now, this Rahul Gandhi, his father, grandmother, and great-grandfather have all served as prime ministers of India. He apparently is a reluctant politician who excelled at partying and had little interest in the work of governing, but has started to turn towards this. The march has, in the last few months, received apparently notice and support from various nonprofits, universities, cultural groups, stand-up comics, Bollywood actors, noted lawyers, economists, and other folks not associated with the government. Now, this is, I would say, somewhat in response to the current government of India by the BJP party, led by Prime Minister Modi, which is widely seen as a right-leaning government that favors Hindus over Muslims in India. Which, for those who are not in India, folks living in the United States who may not be all up to date on things that happen not in North America, India, the second, one of the largest populated countries in the world, is a multi-ethnic country. There's very many Hindus there, but there's also a significant Muslim population inside that country. Now, Gandhi here is associated with the Indian National Congress, which for many years led India, but has had bit of a decline the last decade or two, with years of scandals and defeat, and is not in power for quite a while. Whereas the current government has according to many sources, has a tight grip on various institutions throughout India. But he is trying to unite India, trying to bring awareness to the rising costs of living, which are impacting many different people. He has grown quite a mighty beard over the last few months. Listen, as a bearded redhead, that's an A+ beard game. A+ beard game. And his supporters are starting to wearing caps and T-shirts bearing his image and started waving national flags as he gets closer to his goal. So, not sure what this will eventually cause in India. Hopefully, it will help sort of soften the divisions over there. I certainly can't imagine walking over 2,000 miles. That's for sure. Apparently the march, which is, funded by the Indian National Congress, they're sponsoring it, it makes it a little bit organized. They cover 15 miles in two stretches. They start in the morning until 10 a.m., and then they pause for tea and lunch, and then they resume at 3 p.m. for about 3 hours, and then they stop at prearranged places to camp, eat, and sleep. So, obviously, much easier to do that. Also safer, too. I believe his mother or grandmother was assassinated in the 80s in India. So, no, he's from a political family that has, had their fair share of tragedies and whatnot. So, for his own security and the security of the people watching him, probably a good idea to have it a smidge more organized than just like walking for a bit. So, we'll see if this makes an impact on local, state, national elections in India. India, the world's largest democracy. That's right, my friends. The world's largest democracy. But I think for me, I'm just happy nothing terrible happened. So, good luck there, sir. Hope you make the Kashmir A-OK and bring awareness to the causes you are going for. We now go to Panama in Central America. Well, we go there, but former president of Panama can't come here because this week Secretary Anthony Blinken announced the ban on the entry of the former president of Panama and his immediate family to the United States due to his involvement in significant corruption. Blinken accused Ricardo Alberto Martelli Barroco, the president of Panama from 2009 to 2014, of accepting bribes in exchange for awarding government contracts. Quote, accepting bribes for government contracts undermines the integrity of Panama's democratic institutions and fuels perceptions of corruption and impunity. Such acts of public corruption diminish confidence in the governance and reduce resources available for schools, hospitals, roads, and other government services. Apparently, this is not the first time the ex-president has run into U.S. law. He was arrested in 2017 in Florida on charges of illegal wiretapping embezzlement. He was extradited to Panama a year later and was acquitted there in 2019, which is apparently where he's staying because he is not allowed in the United States of America. So, ain't going to Disney World, just hanging out in sunny Panama. Next, my friends, we go across the world to Brunei, where there are wedding bells. For those who, again, may not be aware of world geography, Brunei is a small sultanate on the island of Borneo, small independent nation, known for much of it's actually very wealthy. little country there. Ties to the British Commonwealth and whatnot. Lots of oil reserves. A very, very kind of rich nation. Anyways, royal wedding in Brunei as Princess Asmar Nimatal Bolaka and married Prince Bahar Ibni Jeffrey Bokaya. Did I say those names right? Probably not, which is why I wasn't invited. Anyways, it was a week-long ceremony. The prince is the son of the sultan's brother, and she is his daughter, which means the first cousins, they be married. The event began in the banquet hall in the sultan's official residence, and there were then seven ceremonies held the day afterwards, which included gift exchange, presentation of royal insignia, a 3-day wedding ceremony, a dining reception, and a ceremonial close to the event. It was covered on Instagram by the princess's sister, who wrote, or the prince wrote, "So happy for my dearest big sister and BJB," and showed various pictures. It's a very beautiful hall. I mean, this is some. I bet the hors d'oeuvres were quite expensive. The ambassador from Thailand said the event taught her more about local customs and culture here in the country. Quote, "The ceremonies were solemn yet heartwarming, showcasing religion as the guiding principle, richness in Malay tradition, culture, and customs, and I can relate to the feeling of pride and joy among Brunis," said the ambassador. And the Canadian High Commissioner also attended this, as you know, it's a royal event, so a lot of diplomats are there. She added, "Canada is also a monarchy, so it's not uncommon to us to have some amount of ceremony and regalia, but the wedding events showed me a new set of traditions and symbolism." So I bet the food's also there pretty good. The Sultan of Brunei is the father of 12 children. The princess is his 5th daughter. The Sultan and his son, Prince Mateen, attended the state funeral of Queen Elizabeth II in September, and the Sultan met with King Charles III in December. And like I said, there's a long-standing connection between the British Empire and the country that I believe they are very close diplomatically as well. So, congratulations to the new bride and groom. I, Colt Sebastian Taylor, am more than happy to be flown by you to your country for an interview anytime. Schedule's very clear, but I would certainly love to have I'm just looking at the food. The food looks amazing. I would come for the food, and the fans, it just looks like a wonderful, wonderful time. So anyways, maybe I should have some lunch. Kind of hungry. Anyways, congratulations to the new bride and groom in Brunei, which is in Southeast Asia, along the island of Borneo, in the Indonesia area. So check it out, maps. I'm right. My friends, you know who I think was probably at that wedding providing music? My pal DC, that's right. DC is our in-house DJ, and he mixes it up every Friday nights at 9 p.m. You do not want to miss out while he smashes it on the ones and twos, caking the beats from South Florida every week. And then on Saturdays at 10 p.m., it's DC House Party Saturdays. DC brings his freestyling DJing to the max, gives you all the Miami vibe without actually having to go down there. From the top clubs to the bars, DC will bring the party to you. That's Saturdays at 10 p.m. And then finally, my friends, Sundays at 10 p.m., it's DC Live in Effect again. You do not want to miss out while he smashes it on the ones and twos to bring to close your weekend. So, Fridays at 9, DC Live in Effect. Saturdays at 10, DC House Party Saturdays. And then Sundays at 10 p.m., it's DC Live in Effect again. Only here, my friends, on AWSM Radio. We now stay in the Asia area where a deadly cold snap is gripping from China to Japan and East Asia. where experts are saying that this is the new norm. Apparently, the cold snap has killed 4 people in Japan as sub-zero temperatures and heavy snow has brought travel chaos to this time of year, which is Chinese New Year, the Lunar New Year holiday. Very popular travel day and whatnot. Japanese official called this a once-in-a-decade cold snap. The deaths in Japan were reported in western Nagita Prefecture, one of the southwestern Otita prefectures, and one in southern Okayama prefecture, where the victim had a heart attack. In South Korea, heavy snow warnings were issued throughout the week as the capital Seoul fell to minus 15 degrees Celsius, which is 5 degrees Fahrenheit for those there in the United States. That's cold. That's cold. Record lows recorded in other parts of the city as well. On the popular tourist island of Jeju, harsh weather led to hundreds of cancellations of flights while passengers were stuck in the airport due to huge waves. It had to stay. Hundreds of flights and passenger ships, like sailing ships, had to stay in port due to huge waves. According to Korean Meteorological Administration spokesman Woo Jin-kyu, said that cold air from the North Pole has reached South Korea directly, traveling through Russia and China. In North Korea, authorities warned of extreme weather conditions as cold waves hit the Korean peninsula. Temperatures in North Korea were expected to dip to minus 30 degrees Celsius, minus 22 Fahrenheit, according to state media. In China, Mohi, China's northmost city, this past week, temperatures dropped to minus 50 degrees Celsius. That is minus 63.4 degrees Fahrenheit, the coldest it has ever been recorded. Okay, that's not wind chill. That's the actual temperature in the city. It created ice fog. Yes, that's the thing, ice fog. A weather phenomenon that occurs only in extreme cold when water droplets in the air remain in liquid form and just sort of hover in liquid form. Because, like mist or whatnot, but it's pretty impressive. In Siberia, earlier this month, in the city of Yakutsk, temperatures reached negative 62.7, which is minus 80 in Fahrenheit. A record for a place widely known as the world's coldest city. Cold snaps have also hit Afghanistan, where Taliban officials say over 150 people have passed away due to the cold weather, one of the coldest winters ever recorded in that country. Officials say that in early January, temperatures reached as low as negative 28 degrees Celsius, negative 18 Fahrenheit. Afghanistan, not known for its gas heaters whatsoever there. Climatologists are saying that this is the new norm, that these cold snaps will happen more and more often. According to Ye Sang-wook, which is a climate professor at Hanyang University in Seoul, said there has been a record melting last year and this year. When sea ice is melted, the sea opens up, sending up more vapor into the air, leading to more snow in the north. So to all of my friends in Japan, China, South Korea, I don't think I have any listeners in Afghanistan or North Korea, but I could be wrong. There could be one person there. Please stay warm. Try your best. Hope you get through this cold snap as best as possible, but some extreme cold weather there in East Asia. I know that, I think it was right before the holidays, it got down to -2 here, and that was cold, but I cannot even imagine what -80, like, things just stopped working at -80. Like, I don't think I could survive -80, even inside a house if I never left. Staying in the Pacific Ocean area, we go to Australia now. Why? because it's time once again for a Kanye West update. The algorithm in my search engine must be broken because I just seemingly get a bunch of stories, but could not pass this one up. Apparently, Kanye West wants to visit Australia. Who wouldn't? I would want to go. Personally, I would rather go to New Zealand, where my good D&D partner lives. Hello there, Ms. Valhalla. But, Australia. But Kanye West may be denied entry to Australia due to his anti-Semitic views, apparently. Apparently next week, his family and his new partner, Bianca Sensori, I don't know, plan to visit Melbourne next week. But he may be denied a visa. According to Education Minister Jason Clare, he said, quote, "I expect that if he does apply, he would have to go through the same process and answer the same questions as others who have aired such views," according to a statement he gave to 9 Network Television this week. Although, I actually don't know what Kanye changed his name to Ye in 2021. I don't know if that's actually on his passport. Hard to say. As you may remember, last year he made a series of anti-Semitic remarks causing brands like Gap, Peloton, Apple Music, Foot Locker, Adidas, Balenciaga to cut ties with him, costing him over $1 billion of lost endorsements. That's a whole lot of money. Despite all of this backlash, he said to Piers Morgan that he absolutely does not say sorry for his anti-Semitic remarks on social media, but apologized for the hurt his comments caused. He also had a bizarre appearance on Alex Jones wearing a full face mask where he said that he loved Hitler and wants to give love to Nazis and whatnot. Typical Easter stuff. Also, again, running for president in 2024, the Easter, he even asked Donald Trump to be his running mate. You don't say. So, will Kanye West visit Australia? I don't know. Will they let him in? Maybe. Maybe not. If it pops up, I'll let you know next week. I'm not super invested in this, but boy, losing $1 billion of endorsements in Australia said, nope, we're good. You don't need to come here. So we shall see. We now go to California, where this month they had some very terrible rains and storms, and unfortunately, actor Julian Sands is missing while going hiking in the area, and he's been missing for about 2 weeks now, and many people are concerned that something has happened to him. He went hiking in the San Gabriel Mountains, which is about 40 miles northeast of downtown Los Angeles, according to the Sheriff's Department. No evidence of his current location has been discovered. The search will continue, weather and ground conditions permitting. The storms have coated the mountains with heavy snow and ice, which has thwarted many search efforts with threat of avalanches, powerful winds, and etc. Apparently, 2 hikers have already died in the area this past month. One falling at least 500 feet down an icy slope. Friends of the actor fear that he actually may never be found. Am I just gone missing up there? Caught in a deluge, swept down a mountain, and could be years before they find his remains. It's been 2 weeks. It's a long time to be lost down the mountains in bad weather, but people are still hoping he will somehow turn up. Julian Sands, you may know him from his earlier work. He starred opposite of Helena Bonham Carter in the 1985 British romance called A Room with a View. He had major roles in 1989's Warlock, Arachnophobia, Naked Lunch, Boxing Helena, and Leaving Las Vegas. Probably the last movie you saw him in was Ocean's 13, where he played the kind of small role, played the computer security expert in Al Pacino's Casino that got locked down. Yeah, that was that guy. So hopefully, they will find him. But boy, 2 weeks. That is a long time. It's a long time to be out there in the wilderness. Friends, if you go hiking by yourself, always tell someone where you're going, the area that you'll be in, and let them know that, like, hey, call me at this time. If you don't hear from me, you may need to send someone to come and get me. So, lots of people do that, but if you are an inexperienced hiker, or like, I'm going to pick up hiking as a hobby, please do that. Always keep your cell phone on you. And again, tell someone that you're going out, and then tell that person, I will call you by this time. If I don't call you, call me. If you can't reach me, let the authorities know. So, yeah. So, if I get any updates, I will, my friends, let you know. Moving along, the Doomsday Clock. Whoa! This is a very uplifting episode of the Saturday Report. Yes, the Doomsday Clock. It's not an actual clock ticking down constantly to doomsday. It's more metaphorical. It is a symbol from the members of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, showing the likelihood of a human man-made catastrophe. It has been maintained since 1947. The main factors in this clock are nuclear war as well as climate change. So once the clock gets to midnight, then, that's it. That disaster has happened. When it was first launched in 1947, it was 7 minutes to midnight. It has gone forward and backwards many times. But this past week, it was set to 90 seconds to midnight. The closest it has ever been to midnight due to climate change and the ongoing war in the Ukraine with Russia. So, not great. It has moved closer and closer, and this is the closest to midnight it has ever been. According to President and CEO Rachel Bronson, quote, Russia's thinly veiled threats to use nuclear weapons remind the world that the escalation of the conflict by accident, intention, or miscalculation is a terrible risk, and whatnot. Well, I add the whatnot. The possibilities that the conflict could spin out of anyone's control remains high. So, over the time, just give you a highlight here. We are 90 seconds to midnight, due to largely, but not exclusively, the Russian invasion. The last remaining nuclear weapons treaty is set to expire in 2026, and doesn't seem like Russia and the United States are chatting all that much. Also, the war in Ukraine has brought almost disaster to Chernobyl and Zaporizhzhia nuclear sites, as well as North Korea's possible testing of nuclear weapons as well. The farthest it has ever been away from midnight it was 1991 when it was 17 minutes to midnight. This happened after the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, as well as the first Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, the START 1 and whatnot. And ever since then, it has edged closer and closer and closer. -3, -5, -2, -2. It got bumped up 1 minute in 2010 after the New START treatment and the 2009 United Nations Climate Change Conference. But ever since then, it has been ticking down more and more and more. It was doing in 1 minute increments by 2017. They started doing 30 seconds and then 30 seconds more. They ticked it down 20 seconds in 2020, which was the previous record, and now 10 more seconds, making us 90 seconds to midnight. Fun fact, 7 Minutes to Midnight was a 1980 single by Wahheat, and was referred to that. Part was the name of a song, Minutes to Midnight, by the 1984 Australian rock band Midnight Oils, as well as Iron Maiden's 1984 2 Minutes to Midnight. It's often referred to in many different songs. So, also, Doomsday Clock was a recurring visual theme in the Watchmen graphic novel series, as well as its 2009 movie and 2019 television miniseries. So, lots of references. It's a cultural thing, whatnot, to the Doomsday Clock. So it's often referred to in many different things. But anyways, we're 90 seconds to midnight, folks. Everything's fine. My friends, another clock that's ticking right now is the clock ticking to another event. The next Rock Sessions. That's right, my friends. That's the segue. Rock Sessions is our drive time show here on AWSM Radio, making sure your evening commute home is fun, featuring the hottest music on the charts and some other surprises in between. My Friend Rocks will make it rock style, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., only here, my friends, on AWSM Radio. Moving on to music news, Justin Bieber, the Beepster, has sold a share of his music rights to music conglomerate Hypnosis Songs, not HIP, very clever. Hypnosis Songs Capital for reported $200 million. The firm now owns a stake in the pop star's biggest hits of recent years, including Baby and Sorry. He joins many other artists who have been selling their catalogs and cashing out in the 21st century. This means the company Hypnosis will receive payment every time a song it owns is streamed, used on the radio, TV, or film. The company is a $1 billion venture between financial giant Blackstone and the British Hypnosis Song Management. Acquired Bieber's publishing and copyrights to his 290 song catalog. It also acquired his share of the original master recordings of the song. Includes all music released before December 31st, 2021. The officially has not been released, the amount, but it's probably around $200 million. Other artists are doing this as well, both old and young. Justin Bieber is one of the younger ones, but the trend is more older artists doing this. Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen both sold their catalog rights to Sony, and Springsteen apparently received $500 million for selling his catalog, his lifetime work as well. Pretty amazing stuff. It does seem like a lot of younger artists are doing this, or looking into it at least. They get the money up front, and then this other company manages their music, and they still get a bit of it. I mean, some people sell all the rights, some people sell half the rights, but they get $200 million right now, and they figure it's better to do this now than bringing this money in over time. And also it's kind of a sign of the music industry as a whole. A lot of people are actually making more money on tours than they are kind of doing the music streaming and selling and rights like that, and they can concentrate more on that more on that rather than trying to figure that other stuff out as well. So not a terrible idea. I mean, if I could sell, I'm going to let Hypnosis know right now that the entire catalog of Colt Sebastian Taylor podcasts are available for $100 million. It's a steal. Half the amount of money you pay for Justin Bieber, and dare I say, longer amounts of content. I mean, one song is like, what, 3-4 minutes? Okay, my show, 40 minutes. So much content. Granted, my podcast from, let's say, I don't know, January 2021 may be a smidge out of date, but hey, listen, you can always just play that on the background of shows like The Rookie. It doesn't matter and whatnot, so just saying. Anyways, many people are saying this is a good purchase by this conglomerate. They say that the audience of Justin Bieber are still very young, and royalties will continue to come in for at least 60 to 70 years. With that said, there is some concern that people are overpaying for this, and so some investors are a little bit cooling on this, thinking maybe they're spending too much money for these artist catalogs. But I don't know if this company crashes. Does that mean I could get Justin Bieber's songs in a bankruptcy sale for a nickel? And then I will be bringing in all the Beepsters, the Bieberites, or I don't even know what their fans are called. I honestly do not know. But anyways, $200 million. Not too shabby there, handsome. Not too shabby. Also, almost invaluable, my friends. Worth more than $200 million. Sports Insights. Yes, that's right, my friends. That's the segue. Wednesday nights is the night to be here on AWSM Radio for sports. At 9 p.m., it's To the Rack with Mac. And it is your go-to spot for all things basketball. Join NBA expert Mac Daddy as he brings you a full hour of high-flying hoops expertise for all things NBA. Tune in Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. And then at 10 p.m., it's What's Going On. What's Going On is our Fox affiliate sports show here, providing listeners with over 150 combined years of sports knowledge. Hosted by Nate Brown and his crew, they have been a staple of Western New York sports over the past 2 decades, and now they're national, my friends. Wednesdays at 10 p.m. So, Wednesdays, 9 p.m., To the Rack with Mac. 10 p.m., What's Going On? Only here, my friends, on AWSM Radio. Well, that just about wraps up today's Saturday Report with me, Colt Sebastian Taylor. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Remember, you can find me on the Twitter, on the Instagram, on the Facebook, on the Cameo at Colt S. Taylor. Occasionally live stream at twitch.tv/Colt S. Taylor. And of course, if you have missed past episodes, you can check out all podcasts posted on Sundays at anchor.fm/Colt S. Taylor. And you can listen to it on your preferred podcasting service or device. And of course, bookmark ColtSebastianTaylor.com for all of your everyday Colt Sebastian Taylor needs. Until next time, my fantastic friends, I am, of course, the one, the only Colt Sebastian Taylor, and I'll see you later. And once again, thank you for listening to the podcast version of the Saturday Report with me, Colt Sebastian Taylor, on AWSM Radio, broadcasting Saturdays and Sundays at 11 a.m. The podcast available later on Sundays. And before we go, be sure to check out the link in the post below for the Dollar Shave Club. And of course, if you need a good social media posting service, check out socialbee.io. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next week on the Saturday Report with Colt Sebastian Taylor here on AWSM Radio.